get interested because I'm the one who actually drafted and submitted the finance bill, and I ask myself, which are these punitive tax measures that I'm not aware of? So let me read. And when I start reading, I see nothing. So I am really curious, what is really happening? Because someone says punitive tax bill, and then when you go into the details, they don't highlight those punitive or so-called punitive tax measures. Then I ask myself, is it politicizing the finance bill of 2026, which I don't want to allow to happen? Because again, we must be a responsible nation. If there is something, a problem with the finance bill 2026, let's point it out and then we deal with it. But let us not politicize. And in the spirit of that politicization, and that is what even now made me interested in addressing this matter again. I watched one of the leading lights in this country in terms of opposition politics, former vice president actually, someone who has been a minister in the government for so many years, and has been an MP for 28 years, decides to mislead the public. First, I watched his press conference, I think it was a press conference, and he said, reject the finance bill. So I was waiting to hear why would Kalonzo, of all people, ask for the finance bill to be rejected. Then he says that, that there are hidden provisions in the finance bill, and that one of them is that you will now, there will be no leasehold, that you will be taxed on leasehold property. And Honorable Kalonzo is a lawyer. I wish he could point out in the bill that is before the National Assembly, the clauses that are there, any clause that talks about leasehold land or freehold land and taxation. I have the bill with me, and the bill runs, the bill is a very easy to read bill, and it runs from page 953 to page here is 1074, and there is nowhere in this bill that talks about taxing land, freehold, leasehold, whatever hold. There is nothing here. Can Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka tell the people of Kenya the particular clause in the bill that we submitted to the National Assembly, which is being discussed now publicly, where it has touched on taxation of land or freehold or leasehold? I guess the Honorable Kalonzo wants to be the president of Kenya to one point. That is his ambition. He would not want, when he proposes or his government proposes a bill for raising revenue or tax raising measures, or revenue raising measures to the National Assembly, for people to come and bring propaganda. To me, it is irresponsible of a leader of such stature to propagate propaganda, because I know he knows that is lying. Why would he lie to the people of Kenya that Finance Bill 2026 contains such a provision and it is not there? That is irresponsible politics.